Hi, Roger. Thank you so much for being here again. I was just wondering if your mother were still here today, what do you think she would want you to know?
I think probably just going back to that point about, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of what you've overcome. I'm proud of the fact you followed your passion. I'm proud of the fact that you're the person you are, your family. I didn't get married until I was 37. My wife and I had twins 6 years later. There's now 13. And we have a wonderful family. And the most important thing is when she died, she wanted our 5 boys and their families to stick together and to remain close, and we all are. We're incredibly close. We don't spend as much time as probably we all would like, but we have this bond that you don't mess with my brother, you don't mess with my brother's family. We're incredibly close. My nieces and nephews are like my kids. In fact, for several years, because I didn't have kids and I wasn't married, they were my kids. I would borrow them. And I think she would be most proud of the fact that we stayed together as a family, ultimately. I don't think the success professionally or anything else would be as important to her as we're true to ourselves.
We have time for just one more question.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for coming. You've obviously accomplished a lot in life, and aside from staying together as a family, what do you think your mom would be most proud of?
Professionally or personally?
Yeah, professionally.
Professionally, I think she would be really proud of the fact that I entered a career which most people told me not to do. Most people discouraged me from it because of likelihood I wouldn't get in the door. I think when the NFL, when I first applied, I believe we had about 140 employees. We now have 1,100. The chances of me even getting in the door were not high. I got, as I said before, rejected 50 times. I didn't really take no as an answer. We kept going, and finally someone opened that door enough that they let me in. And then I took advantage of that, and I worked my way up. I started as an intern. I stayed as a low-level employee for a long, long time until I had a chance to really to grow and develop, and I had a lot of great people around me to give me those opportunities. But I took advantage of those opportunities. And I think she'd just be proud that I kept at it and that I didn't let somebody tell me I should go be a doctor, which she wanted me to be, by the way. But I did what I really wanted to do, and I did it my way, and I am who she thinks I am, I think, and I think she knows that.
That's why I'm writing this book on mothers and sons, to find out what sons like you say, how their mother helped them get to where they're.
Well, I'll just tell you, Suzanne, on that point, there's no way I'd be where I am in life without my mother. I say that about my father, too. I'm a very fortunate guy to have 2 wonderful people in my life. My family, friends, none of us get where we are without it. But my mother was the most influential person in my life, by far. Absolutely. And I talk about it a little bit in my position. People love the idea that my father was a senator and a congressman, and they immediately, as a media, they swarm to the idea, well, that's why he's commissioner. My mother had more influence than anything on who I am and what I can accomplish, and my determination and my discipline, and just the type of person I am. So I know the media's interest in that, and I get it. And that's one of the reasons why I was so interested in doing this with Suzanne, is because I talk about my mother all the time, but the media doesn't want to write about it or talk about it. They want to talk about Senator Goodell, and I understand that. But one other interesting story, because I believe that my mother, in her later stages of her life, she actually wanted to run for Congress. And that was somewhat unheard of as a woman in those days. It was late 70s, early 80s. And had she not gotten sick, I think she would have. Had she survived and lived through that, I am confident she would be at least a congressman, if not something else.
With that, in those days, yeah, her job was being the mother of 5 boys.
Yeah, we like to say that was her job, right?
That was her job.
5 boys in 7 years, I promise you, that was the job. And she was fully committed to that. But there's no question in my mind that she could have been a congressman, and a darn good one, and she would have been awesome. And that's the kind of person she was.
Well, I have one more question for you. So in summing up, with your mother dying, what did she teach you?
Well, I guess I'd step back a little bit and say that she probably taught me two things, and probably the most important lessons in life. I think she taught us how to live. She taught me how to live. And then she taught us how to die. I don't know what else you can ask. And that, that's the thing, to see somebody do that and to experience that, that had a huge influence on us. And living gracefully and dying gracefully, we're all going to do it, and hopefully we'll do it gracefully. She did it, and she did it in a way that I'll always remember.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you.